Okay, I guess we're, oh, now it's recording.
Hi, my name is Niko. I'd like to talk to you about global warming today. Most of you have heard what it is, may know some more in-depth knowledge about it, but the rest of you may not know. I'll be covering this speech. Over the past couple of weeks, I've been studying this problem, this topic. I'd like to persuade you to take action. Only everyone getting together as a collective whole can help prevent and reverse climate change. Now, first, I'll be going over the effects or the causes, how it is caused, the effects of what climate change does to our planet, and how we should reverse it. So firstly, the effects. Simply put, climate change or global warming is caused by CO2 levels in our atmosphere being too high. Over generations over history, NASA says that our CO2 levels in the atmosphere have been fluctuating a lot, but they've never been over 300 parts per million. That has changed in 1950 when we broke that barrier. Today, it's over 400 parts per million. In certain cities, way higher. So, who is to blame? Different countries produce, depending on how much industry they have, produce lots of CO2, notably China, India, America. America has been lowering their CO2 levels since 2005, but that's mainly to attribute because they've moved lots of their industry to China and India. So, moving forward, how climate change affects our atmosphere, first of all, is CO2 basically creates a layer in the atmosphere. So when sun's rays come in, usually they bounce off or not a significant portion get absorbed. More CO2 in the atmosphere means that more heat from the sun will get absorbed on our planet. So what this means for our planet, though, climate change. Basically, different weather anomalies. For example, in California, we've had a drought, biggest drought for the last 1,200 years, happened in 2015. That's just one example. According to weather.com, Colorado in 2019 just had the highest recorded temperature ever. And that's just not all. Hurricanes are also affected a lot by climate change. According to the NRDC.org, the frequency and strength of North Atlantic hurricanes has increased since the 1980s. This has attributed me, I've heard lots of hurricanes that started becoming more stronger and more frequent. There's a lot more hurricanes that are reaching category 4 and 5 because of this. This is not just all, there's way more. Rising ocean levels, air pollution, those are all attributed based to global warming. Now, in 2016, the National Academies of Science, Engineering, and Medicine announced that it's now possible to confidently attribute certain weather events, like some heat waves, directly to climate change. So, now that you all know what it causes, I'm here to talk about how we can reverse it. As you all know, as I just explained, climate change is created by CO2 levels being released into the atmosphere. That is mainly due to fossil fuels being burned. According to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, the main sources of greenhouse gases in the U.S. are transportation, electricity, and industry. That is just for the U.S., but it's most likely similar for most other countries. Transportation, electricity, and industry. Electricity, how that's caused is by burning fossil fuels to make electricity. Industry, companies wasting fossil fuels to create products. Transportation, you may think that is people, but that is also somewhat industry. So what I want you all to take from this is that people, the average person, isn't exactly to blame for climate change. What I want to say by that is lots of places will tell you if you want to reduce climate change and reduce global warming, that you should recycle or switch to an electric car. But these most likely won't do anything. Electric cars especially will actually increase global warming because rare metals are used for batteries. Anyways, if you really want to reverse the effects of global warming, you have to call upon people who are actually causing it. That's big industries. As I just discussed before, America has moved a lot of its industry into China and India, mainly because they're cheap countries producing, and because they're cheap countries producing, those countries don't exactly care very much about the environment. So it's similar, is basically both countries' fault. And what we can do is call upon industries to change. We control them in a way because we're the ones providing money to them. So if you don't buy their products, let's say Amazon, whatever, which actually creates a lot of waste through their boxes and shipping, you can, if we do that as a collective, we can reduce the overall waste and global warming effects. So overall, what I want you all to get from this is that individual people can make a change, but it's not in the way that you think. Global warming is caused by CO2 emissions from fossil fuels being released in the air. And the main sources of that is industries. So calling upon industries to reduce their waste will do a bigger effect than yourself trying to walk less or recycle. Thank you for listening to my speech. Not later report your question.
Thank you all.